Hello, epic viewers! For my multiverse, prepare to indulge in experiencing sheer bliss, because today I wanted to reveal the second best action figure line of all time. What is this action figure line, you may ask? Without further procrastination, without further delay, allow me to demystify the answer to that inquiry right here, right now. The second best action figure line of all time, in my humble, objective opinion, is the Lord of the Rings action figure line. Why do I say this? Well, let me elucidate why. These action figures are part of the prodigious Lord of the Rings action figure line. Had ample points of articulation. They had high quality shoes. They had high quality shittings. They had high quality textures. They had high quality deco. They had ample points of articulation, they had high quality accessories, and they were priced under $10. They are meritorious. They offer tremendous value for your money, unlike today's action figures. Today's action figures are relatively shoddy, in stark contrast to the Lord of the Rings action figures. These action figures were churned out by Toy Biz in the early 21st century before they became defunct. So, just to showcase paradigm of their epicness, we have the Soldier of the Dead action figure, as well as the Mumakil Rider action figure. As you can see, this action figure has heraldry engraved or embedded or integrated on his wardrobe. So I love his attire. His eye sockets are devoid of his eyes. He has a stern, cunning, menacing, villainous look. Even though he's a hero, he seems to be relatively solemn. I love his chainmail. I love the clothing that he's donning. I love the fact he comes with a sheath. He also comes with a shield. The shield is on the floor. The elbows are double jointed, the knees are double jointed. So even if you have an action figure up to par with the Soldier of the Dead action figure in terms of articulation, is going to cost at least $20. This one came in a 5-pack, but the average Lord of the Rings action figure retailed for $8 plus tax. So you really can't go wrong buying these figurines. Here's a Mumakil Rider, part of the same 5-pack. He also comes with a sword, somewhere either on the mattress or on the floor. The weapons are dispersed on the floor. It's going to take forever to find them because they're minute and minuscule. He has this rack pegged to his back for his flag. He has fine, elegant, robust, aesthetically appealing, nitty-gritty details. He has spikes protruding out of his torso. He's just an extraordinary figurine. He has this weapon in his left hand. It's either a halberd, javelin, or spear. I'm trying to ascertain what it is. He has these tattoos on his legs, and he has these forearm guards. He just has state-of-the-art details, and for roughly $8 per figurine or less, if you get them via eBay on the second-hand market, you truly can't go wrong. Let me just showcase some more of them real briefly. Just bear with me one brief moment. Alrighty, sorry about that. We're going to reconvene now. Here's some Uruk-hai warriors. They serve the White Hand. I'm not sure if it's pronounced Uruk-hai or Uruk-hai. Uruk-hai sounds better, but it's probably pronounced Uruk-hai. But I should stop worrying about semantics. So you can see that their armor equipped. They're quite bulky. They're sturdy. I would prefer that they're a bit more burly, but they have enough mass to be intimidating and to induce trepidation in the hearts of their adversaries. These warriors are audacious, they're intrepid, they don't fear anyone, they're not timid, they're not meek, they're savage, they'll ravage anyone, they're rabid. They're malign, they're malicious, they're sadistic, they're cunning, they're conniving, they're coercive, and they're diabolical. But you just can't go wrong buying this action figure line, considering how much intrinsic value they have. They have ample points of articulation, they have high quality sculpts, they have high quality accessories. You have a slew of accessories engulfed in this bag. You got to appreciate the details, you have to appreciate the time and effort spent producing these figurines. Today's figurines are just shoddy, especially if they cost $8. However, back then in the early 2000s, during the golden age of action figure collecting, you gained tremendous bang for your buck when you splurged with your money. Today, this action figure will likely retail for at least $20 if it was churned out in modern times, and if it came with this corresponding accessories, then it may retail for even more. You just can't get action figures of this quality today for $8. They would cost at least $20 or $30. If SH Arts developed action figures up to par with these, that were akin to these, then they would likely retail for over $50. Of course, the SH Arts Lord of the Rings action figures would likely be higher quality action figures than these, but that remains an enigma because SH Arts has yet to dabble into churning out Lord of the Rings action figures. As far as I know, they haven't produced any, but that may be liable to change or subject to change. So I just think that this is the second best action figure line of all time, primarily because you gain tremendous value for your money. Now, you may contend that the SH figure arts are better, or the Good Smile figurines are superior, but they don't offer more value considering the price you pay. You may have to pay $40 or $50 for one of those figurines, but for $8 to get a nearly equivalent figurine quality wise, you really can't go wrong. So I would deem this to be the second best action figure line of all time. I would deem this Lord of the Rings action figure line to be extraordinary, stupendous, marvelous. These figurines are eye candy in every facet. Let me just showcase one more of them real briefly. Bear with me. Actually, I wanted to flaunt two more of them in front of the camera real quick. So we have the King of the Dead and we have Legolas. But you can't get action figures like these today for under $10. And that's why I think it's the second best action figure line of all time. Now, if the FH Arts action figures retailed for under $10 instead of $50 to $80, then I would say that this line may not be the second best action figure line of all time, but that's not the case. The Good Smile figures, the SH figure arts action figures, the Figma figures, the high quality Namco Bandai figures, they're just unaffordable. But to get action figures equivalent to those action figures for a reasonable price is just extraordinary. So these action figures warrant a price tag of under $10. You really can't go wrong. Here's the King of the Dead. Here's Legolas. today's $20 action figures are shoddy, so it's just unfortunate what transpired in the action figure industry. If you grew up during the early 21st century, well, let me just rephrase that. Let me just revamp that. Let me just refine that. Let me just revoke that previous statement. It's officially retracted. So if you collected action figures amid the early 21st century before Toy Biz became defunct during the golden era or the golden age of action figure collecting, then you know what I'm referencing. These action figures are just a throwback to epicness, and they offer tremendous nostalgic value. They emulate the appearances of the Lord of the Rings characters. They have the likeness of their movie counterparts. They come bundled with a plethora of corresponding accessories, and some of them even have the coveted, desirable finger joint articulation feature. So it's always a nifty, welcoming feature when your action figures possess finger joint articulation or toe articulation. So these are like the Lord of the Rings equivalent of the Toy Biz Marvel Legends, except they have more of a realistic look rather than a cartoony motif, which is okay. I'm content with that. So I love this line. You really can't go wrong buying the line unless you detest and disdain the Lord of the Rings series. But it's just a masterpiece. Sure, some of the figurines could use more points of articulation. Sure, some of the figurines could use firmer grips. Sure, they could use even more accessories, but with the value you receive for your money for under $10 per figurine or for $8 plus tax, you just can't go wrong, considering the SH Figuarts action figures retail for $50 to $80. Figurines that retail for $20 are just relatively shoddy, in stark contrast to these, so you really can't go wrong. So these are essentially the Lord of the Rings Marvel Legends. That's the analogy that I would make here, because they're just so high quality, and it's unfortunate that Toy Biz is defunct, but at least you could obtain these figurines via eBay. So if you want to buy them, if you want to dabble into the line, then by all means do so. Instead of getting a singular SH Figuarts action figure, you may be able to obtain 15 of these figurines if you can find them for under $5 each when you buy them in a lot. 15 times 5, I believe, is 75. An SH Figuarts action figure could easily retail for $80 online before it's on the second-hand market. So would you rather have 15 high-quality Lord of the Rings action figures or one high-quality figure of a character from an anime? It's up to you, but 15 high-quality figurines always trumps the value of one figurine intrinsically, or in my opinion. But your opinion may be disparate from mine. Perhaps you'd rather have 5 action figures for $500 rather than having 100 high-quality action figures for $500. Is up to you. Implement decisions based on your own volition. So consider buying the Toy Biz Lord of the Rings action figures. Have a wonderful, marvelous day. Goodbye.